Right. So in this session, let's see weather effects and time of the day, otherwise TOD effects of the procedural road system. So here we are going to cover set of weather types. So currently we have sunny weather and rainy weather. And essentially at the rainy weather, when it's started raining, the surface wetness of the road will increase, and after a while the water puddles will start to appear. And after that, we are going to discuss about how we can perform the smooth weather transitions, which means when you have multiple different weather types, based on the weather type and weather transition, certain set of variations should happen to the road. For example, if it's a sunny weather to rainy weather transition, then of course the surface wetness should be increased and puddles should be appeared. And after the rain is over, the another weather transition should be applied, which means rainy weather to maybe sunny weather. So when that transition happens, the surface wetness should be decreased and the water puddles should be disappeared. So let's see how we can do this stuff at the development level. So those are the weather related stuffs. And after that, we have time of the day related effects. So there we are going to discuss about how the street lights, which means the custom actors populated along the road, react to the certain time range of the day. For example, like at the night time, those street lights should be turned on, and at the daytime they should be turned off. And also the vehicles in our game or the procedural road system will react accordingly to the time of the day, which means the headlights will be turned on at the night time, and at the daytime they will turned off. So let's see all of these features now. Okay, so this is my level which I created for the intersection stuff. So maybe I'll make a duplicate from this level and call this one as map underscore weather and TOD effects. Right, so here is my level, and make sure that level is having these four managers, right? Because the TOD manager is essential to control the time of the day, and the weather manager is essential to control the weather states of your level, right? Okay, so first let's discuss about the weather manager. So here, if you select the weather manager, under the setup category, you can configure what sort of a default weather condition that you should currently have, and when the weather transition is happening, what sort of a speed it should have, and the surface wetness speed, things like that can be configured. So if you need a dynamic weather transition, which means at the runtime it will decide what sort of a random weather that it currently has and what sort of a random amount of time duration that is being applied. So if you need to do that, you can enable this one. But first, let's try the manual configurations, which means setting a specific weather type of your level. Okay, so maybe I'll turn this to a rainy weather. So you can see the world is getting a bit darker, and if you play it, after a while the raining started like this. Okay, right, now the important part is, now let's go to the road, and here you can see the water puddles has been started to appear, right? Also their surface wetness is increased little bit because the raining make the road surface wet. Okay, so you can toggle these weather by using keyboard as well. So if you press 1 or 2 on your keyboard, the specific weather can be toggled as well. So for example, if I press 2 now, the rain should disappear and the sunny weather is appeared back, and you can see slowly these water puddles started to disappear, and the wetness level of the road also getting decreased. So after a while, all of these water puddles will be disappeared. Okay, right. So that's about the weather transitions, but I would prefer having sunny weather as default weather transition, and maybe let's try the dynamic weather, right? So I just enable the dynamic weather and let's see how it works. So currently I have sunny weather, and maybe after a while it should start raining. Yeah, so now you can see the slowly the world is getting darker and raining has been started, and you can see the surface wetness increased and water puddles appeared like this. And now you can see the rain is over, the rainy weather has been passed, and now it's sunny weather. And you can see after a while these water puddles are getting disappeared. So now I can't see water puddles anymore at the level, and it is fully clear like this. And after a while again, if the rain started, you can see those puddles has been appeared back. Right. So that's about the weather and dynamic weather transitions. So all of these configurations, again, you can configure by using this data table. So here we have dedicated data table called dt weather, and currently I have two different weather types, sunny and rainy. And maybe if you require any other weather types, maybe like snowy weather, maybe like some sort of like dune sort of a weather, then you can add those stuff here as well. Okay, some sort of a sandy weather, I mean. Okay, and the weather class should be mentioned over here, and what sort of a weather configuration that you have also should be defined here, right? So maybe I will show you the rainy weather effect class. It is like this, and this should be inherited from this BP weather effect base class itself, and based on the requirement you can configure it properly, right? So in our scenario, we need a smooth weather transition, and at the start it should activate a set of predefined configurations, and it do the thundering, it perform the surface wetness after some time. So things like that are there. And whenever it's stopping the weather effect, which means maybe it go back to sunny weather or some other weather effect, then a certain set of configurations at this weather effect should be disabled, and the weather transition should be happen, and the surface should be unwet, right? So likewise, based on your requirement, you can configure these weather effects, or maybe even you can create a new weather effect according to your needs, right? So those are the weather effects. Now coming to the TOD effects, which means time of the day controls, you have to use this TOD manager, right? So here currently I have time which is 10 a.m. So you can see sun is right up here, but let's just say if I need 8 p.m. you can see sun is here. So likewise you can control the time of the day, and if it is night time the moon will appear, and if it is daytime the sun will appear, right? Okay, also you can make it dynamic like this. So if you make it dynamic, whatever the default time that it currently has, it start to make that specific time of the day, right? So you can see this shadow is passing by, and the sun is rising, things like that. Okay, so on top of that, actually the weather effect is also playing, because those stuff is handled by the weather manager. Right, so now I'll show you how how this time of the day will react to the street lights. But before that, actually I need some street lights populated with these roads, so I will maybe select these two roads and populate custom actors on the left side and the right side. Right, now you can see these street lights has been appeared, but at the development level, actually these street lights by default turn on the light, but if you play it, you will see they has been turned off. Okay, so maybe let's switch the time of the day to some time like 8 p.m, which means 20. Right, so this is our sun and these are our street lights. So let's play now. Right, so now you can see automatically those street lights has been turned on. Right, so the lights are there. Right, so maybe since we have the dynamic time of the day, I will change this to maybe, yeah, 17 p.m, and let's wait until it comes the night time. Yeah, so now you can see automatically at that night time they has been turned on. Right, so maybe I will increase the time speed little bit. Just make it as 1. Oh, it's slower, maybe 0.01. Right, so now it's faster. You can see the moon is appearing and it's moving pretty much fast because I speeding it up. And you can see at the daytime they has been turned on the street lights, and at the night time they have been turned on. Okay, and how about vehicles? So vehicles, I will have a separate section to cover about the vehicle AIs, but just for the demonstration purposes I will use some sort of a off-road car over here and maybe a sport car over here. Right, and as the time of the day I will configure it to maybe 15. Now let's go to the vehicle. So you can see at the night time their headlights is turned on by default. Right, so now let's wait until daytime comes. Right, so you can see at the daytime the street lights are turned off. Okay, right, so likewise based on your requirements you can configure those stuff properly. So maybe I will show you the TOD manager instance as well. So this is the TOD manager, and basically at the runtime, at the event tick actually, it controls this update sun moon orientation, and as the timed event it increments the time accordingly based on your time speed. So if you check out the increment time function, here we are calling a dispatched event which is on update time. So whatever the actors who listen to this specific event at their own actor instance can make the changes. Right, so in our scenario maybe I will show you these street lights. So yeah, at here the procedural roads and the custom component we have these street lights I'll open up the base class. Right, so here at the construction script, you can see I'm referring to that BP TOD manager at our level, and I'm binding a specific event on update time. So at the on update time, it calls this function and toggle the light accordingly. So if it is night, we can toggle the light to the turned on state, otherwise it's on the turn off state. Likewise, you can refer to this code little bit and get some understanding how those stuff works on runtime. Okay, so those are the stuff that I wanted to show you when it comes to weather effects and time of the day effects. Right, so since we add this vehicle to our levels, maybe in the next session, let's discuss about vehicle AIs and how they work on our procedural road system. So I'll see you there. Thank you.